Hello students, welcome to the revision class for upcoming UT. The subject is 2 and 3 wheeler technology. In this subject first we will see about the frames. Here we are going to talk about only two wheeler frames as the subject name is 2 and 3 wheeler technology. There is no reference for four wheeler or any other vehicles about that. So in two wheelers the frames are of following types such as single cradle, double cradle, engine as stress member, then trellis frame, diamond frame, etc. Single cradle and double cradle are generally used in common bikes, the bikes we see uh, in our daily life, in our routine, such as CB Shine and others. Then engine as stress member. And these three types of frames, main tube, down tube, swing arm, etc. are the parts of frames. They are called as major parts of frames. They themselves does not form the frame. For example, main tube, it is a part of frame which holds or becomes the support for petrol tank. Okay, when you will open the petrol tank, you will see a horizontal rod in your frame bike. That is your main tube. Down tube simply from the steering head, which your tube is going in the downward direction towards the engine, is known as down tube. If the down tube is single, it is known as single cradle, and if the down tube is twin or double down tubes, then it called as double cradle, and so on. Now trellis frame is cage like structure. It has a cage like structure. You will see it in the sports bike, where the frame itself is painted with bike colors. Okay, and they are made visible, which also enhances the look of bike, and also provides the protection for bike components such as engine and all. Okay, trellis frame is cage like structure seen in the sports bike, not in the common bikes. Then is your diamond frame. It is used for bikes with light duty. Okay, now coming to the next question, that is your engine selection. Now how engine is selected for the two and three wheelers? Simply I will list it down three things here. The very first is location, where engine has to be located. In bikes it's always below the petrol tank. Okay, in the front section, whereas in the three wheelers it is in the rear side. Okay, so location also matters, so that the engine of that why the location matters. Simply engine consumes a greater part of your vehicle body. Okay, if your vehicle body demands or has a very less space for the engine, so we have to design the engine in that way. And if there is enough room, we can design engines with higher power and with much bigger sizes, according to the available space. So location is very important point. Then your type of vehicle, which type of vehicle you are using. Simply you can't fit your pulsar engine in your Avenger or the bullet. Okay, or vice versa, the bullet engine cannot be fitted in pulsar. The It is totally mismatch. Why? Because every and each vehicle has its own purpose, uh, particular kind of utility. Okay, so we have to design the engine according to that thing. So type of vehicle is very important point. Then BSFC is there, that is brake specific fuel consumption. It is related with your average. Okay, bullet needs more power. Obviously it is going to give you the lesser average. Your platinum requires very less power comparatively to your bullet. So there is no need of designing the engine with higher power and higher fuel consumption. Okay, we can here design the engine with maximum fuel efficiency with compromising the power. Okay, so BSFC is also the main important point here for engine selection. Now coming to the next topic, that is your two-stroke engine. Here the engine selection, yes, in two wheelers. Uh, Nowadays also some two wheelers two-stroke engines are used. It's a very rare sight, but yes, it is being used. Okay, so for the two wheelers, please go through the video, and then we will start with the explanation.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका द ऑटोमोटिव्स में। और आज हम बात करेंगे कि टू स्ट्रोक पेट्रोल इंजन कैसे काम करता है। आज इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे कि टू स्ट्रोक इंजन के की कंपोनेंट्स कौन से हैं, टू स्ट्रोक इंजन का कंस्ट्रक्शन कैसा होता है और टू स्ट्रोक पेट्रोल इंजन काम कैसे करता है। तो शुरुआत करते हैं की कंपोनेंट से। तो इंजन में मेजर कंपोनेंट में सबसे पहले आता है इंजन हेड, उसके साथ होता है इंजन ब्लॉक और लास्ट में होता है क्रैंक केस। उसके साथ आएगा एक ट्रांसफर पोर्ट, दूसरी साइड होगा इनटेक पोर्ट और एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट। ये सभी मिलकर बनाएंगे सिलेंडर का हाउसिंग, जिसे इंजन हाउसिंग भी कहा जाता है। फिर आता है पिस्टन, जिसमें मोस्टली 2 रिंग लगी होती है, जिसे कंप्रेशन रिंग कहा जाता है, और उसके बिल्कुल नीचे लगी होती है पिस्टन पिन, जो कि पिस्टन को कनेक्टिंग रोड के साथ कनेक्ट करने का काम करती है। उसके बाद आता है कनेक्टिंग रोड, जिसके छोटे सिरे को स्मॉल एंड बेयरिंग कहा जाएगा और बड़े वाले सिरे को बिग एंड बेयरिंग। उसके बाद आएगा क्रैंक शाफ्ट, जो कि आउटपुट शाफ्ट भी कहा जाता है, और लास्ट में होगा एक स्पार्क प्लग, जो कि इग्निशन सिस्टम का पार्ट है। अब आता है कंस्ट्रक्शन के ऊपर। तो इंजन सिलेंडर में पिस्टन को फिट किया जाएगा, जिसमें जो पिस्टन रिंग है वो सीलिंग इफेक्ट प्रोवाइड करेगी। अब जो पिस्टन के पिस्टन पिन है उसके साथ कनेक्टिंग रोड का स्मॉल एंड जो है वो कनेक्ट होगा। अब कनेक्टिंग रोड के बिग एंड के साथ जो क्रैंकशाफ्ट है उसकी वेब को कनेक्ट किया जाएगा, जबकि क्रैंकशाफ्ट क्रैंक केस के ऊपर माउंट की गई होगी। अब जो पिस्टन हेड है उसमें स्पार्क प्लग को कनेक्ट किया जाएगा, ताकि वो कंबशन चैम्बर के अंदर स्पार्क प्रोवाइड कर सके। अब बात करते हैं वर्किंग की। तो इंजन में मेनली 2 स्ट्रोक होते हैं, जिसमें से पहला है अपर स्ट्रोक, जिसमें 2 प्रोसेस होती है। पिस्टन के नीचे सम्प में इनटेक पोर्ट में से फ्यूल आएगा, जबकि पिस्टन के ऊपर कंबशन चैम्बर में एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट और ट्रांसफर पोर्ट क्लोज होने पर फ्यूल कंप्रेस होगा, और अपर स्ट्रोक के ख़त्म होने से थोड़े पहले जो स्पार्क प्लग है वो स्पार्क करेगा और फ्यूल को इग्नाइट करेगा, जिसके कारण फ्यूल इग्नाइट होगा और फ्यूल का कंबशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। अब डाउनवर्ड स्ट्रोक स्टार्ट होने पर पिस्टन के नीचे क्रैंक केस में फ्यूल कंप्रेस होगा, मगर इनटेक पोर्ट क्लोज होने पर फ्यूल ट्रांसफर पोर्ट से ऊपर कंबशन चैम्बर में आ जाएगा। अब उसी फ्यूल के धक्के की मदद से जो पहले फ्यूल की बर्निंग से हुआ एमिशन है वो एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट की मदद से बाहर निकल जाएगा, और जो कंबशन चैम्बर है वो फिर से नए फ्यूल से भर जाएगा। तो इन दोनों स्ट्रोक के साथ 2 स्ट्रोक इंजन अपनी एक साइकिल कंप्लीट करेगा। अब 2 स्ट्रोक वाले इंजन में मेनली एक ही प्रॉब्लम होती है, और वो है स्कैवेंजिंग की। स्कैवेंजिंग का मतलब है एक ऐसा प्रोसेस जिसमें फ्रेश चार्ज को कंबशन चैम्बर में एंटर करवाने के साथ साथ एग्जॉस्ट गैस को धक्का देके बाहर निकाला जाता है। 2 स्ट्रोक वाले इंजन में मैक्सिमम केस में थोड़ा कच्चा फ्यूल बाहर निकल जाता है, जिसके कारण इंजन की फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी नहीं मिलती। हालांकि स्कैवेंजिंग की प्रोसेस को एफिशिएंट बनाने के लिए जो एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट और ट्रांसफर पोर्ट है उन दोनों की पोजीशन को थोड़ा अल्टर यानी कि ऊपर या नीचे किया जाता है। तो कमेंट में हमें बताइए कि आपको ये वीडियो कैसा लगा, और अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया है तो लाइक कीजिए और शेयर कीजिए, साथ में सब्सक्राइब कीजिए द ऑटोमोटिव चैनल को, ताकि नए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजिकल वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको सबसे पहले मिला रहे।
Okay, now you have seen the video. In two-stroke engine, inlet exhaust and transfer ports are controlled by piston movement. The opening of those ports, all the 3 ports, are simply controlled by the motion of your piston. Okay, if the piston is in front of your port is closed, and when it moves from away from the port, obviously it gets open. Okay, as you have seen in the animation previous. Now also you have seen here the inlet port is a particular port where, to avoid the backflow of fresh charge, that is air fuel mixture, a rotary disc or a reed valve is used, which allows the passage of air fuel mixture in the combustion chamber, but it restricts or simply stops the backflow of same. Okay, now coming to the next point, that is your clutch system. In 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers, the clutch system is very similar. Okay, mechanism is the same, only the position and other things are little different. So they have the multi-plate weight type. If you have ever opened the engine of your two-wheeler, you have seen the multiple plates. Okay, multiple plates which are dipped in oil. Okay, which are totally wet with the oil. Pressure plates and the clutch plates. Depending upon the engine, the number of plates varies. Okay, so the clutch system of two-wheeler and the three-wheeler is multi-plate wet type, and it is hand operated. Obviously, you have, if you have driven the bikes, or you have even seen how the bikes is driven, there is a clutch lever in your left hand. When you press the clutch lever, the clutch is released, and when you release it, the clutch is engaged. Okay, so it is hand operated. We operate the clutch with the help of a hand. In even in the three wheelers, the clutch is operated with the help of hand, which is in also again in the left side. Now here the gear system used is sequential gear system in both two wheeler and as well as in three wheeler. What is sequential gear system? In sequential gear system, you have to shift gears in the ascending order and to come back in descending order. Okay, for example, if you are in neutral position, first you have to shift to the first gear, then you second, third and fourth and fifth. Okay, you can't shift directly from neutral to the fourth gear or the fifth gear. Okay, which is available in your four wheelers. You can directly go from first gear to the fourth gear, but in case of two wheelers it is not it is impossible because the sequential gear is being used here. Okay, this was about the clutch system. Now coming to the induction system. Now what is induction system? Simply the passage of air till the cylinder block. Okay, all the components coming in the path of the air till the cylinder block comes under induction system. So what is that? Air filter, the very first part, which filters the air from the dust and all other unwanted particles from the air. It filters the air, so it is air filter. It has types such as wire gauge, wet sponge type, dry sponge type, etc. Then comes your air hoses. The air from the air filter goes to the carburetor with through these air hoses. Okay, now carburetor simply mixes the air and fuel. Now here uh, fuel system is also added. Okay, now as you have seen the third line, below are also part of fuel system except petrol tank and fuel hoses and petrol tank aren't the part of induction system. Okay, but after that whatever comes in the fuel system is also a part of induction system, such as carburetor, which mixes here fuel with air, which is the process also known as carburation. So it is a carburetor which does the carburation. Then is a intake manifold. The carburation or the carburetor air fuel mixture is passed to the inlet wall through the inlet manifold, just like air hose. Okay, then inlet wall, it facilitates the entrance of air fuel mixture into the cylinder block. So this was your induction system, starting from the air filter to the inlet wall. Now after inlet wall, after the charge is inserted into combustion chamber, here charge is nothing but your air fuel mixture. So now we will see what happens inside the cylinder block. Okay, now I have explained you in the animation the two stroke engine. Now here we will see the overview of four stroke engine in the working. The very first stroke, that is from TDC to BDC. When piston moves from TDC to BDC, this is your suction. It sucks the charge in, that is air fuel mixture comes in. This time inlet wall is open, exhaust valve is closed. Then is your compression stroke, where piston moves from BDC to TDC, compressing the charge. Here air is compressed. Now see, here I have given two brackets, that is SI and CI. In spark ignition systems, charge is compressed, that is air fuel mixture is compressed. And in compression ignition system, only air is compressed. Here carburation does not take place. Air is directly entered to the combustion chamber through the inlet wall. Okay, so here air is compressed, and in both the engines at this stroke both the valves are closed. Then is your power stroke. Here in SI engines, that is spark ignition engines, the combustion took place by igniting the air fuel mixture, compressed air fuel mixture. And in CI engines, the ignition took place by injecting the fuel into hot air. Okay, the temperature of hot air causes the burning of fuel. So the combustion is happened, the pressure wave is generated, and the piston is pushed down. That is your power stroke, from TDC to again BDC. Now again the next stroke is your exhaust stroke. All the residual gases after the combustion are pushed out in the exhaust stroke. The piston moves from BDC to TDC, pushing all the air out. Sorry, residual air out. At this time, inlet valve is closed and exhaust valve is open. So this was the working. Now some important points to be noted. The distance between TDC and BDC is known as stroke. In all this process, when I have said that the piston is moved from TDC to BDC or BDC to TDC, then it is nothing but the stroke. The motion of piston from one DC to other DC is stroke, and the volume between these two, TDC and BDC, is known as swept volume. And now the very last point to be considered, that is use of decompression valve. Decompression valve is generally used in CI engines. It is done while starting the engines. Starting the high compression engine requires a more cranking power. So to reduce those cranking power, decompression valve is used, which reduces the pressure ratio, okay, for a instant, and again maintains it after releasing the decompression valve. Now the last topic in the lecture is your exhaust system. We have seen the induction system, air to inlet valve. Then we have the working of engine, 4-stroke engine, that is inlet valve to exhaust valve. Now from exhaust valve, yes, the very first is exhaust valve. In the exhaust system, the residual gases, or say the exhaust gas, comes out of the piston, sorry, the cylinder block, from the exhaust valve, and they travel through the exhaust manifold. Sorry, I have not written here exhaust manifold, but you have to note it down. There is a part after the exhaust valve, or the exhaust manifold, same as your inlet manifold. Okay, they directs your exhaust gases to the exhaust pipe. Okay, the silencer you have to see in the two-wheeler, not the silencer, the pipe running from your engine head to the silencer, that is your exhaust pipe. And the silencer, you call that the enlarged part of your pipe at the end, is nothing but the muffler. It is also called as muffler. You may call it as a silencer. uh, Meaning of both the words are same. Accordingly, silencer means reducing the noise, making it silence. Muffler simply absorbing the noise of the combustion from the engine. Okay, now they are of following types: resonance type, baffle type, absorber type, and etc. Okay, also called as silencer. And the very last part is your tailpipe. uh, it is not always present in every type of bike. uh, the end part of your muffler is your tailpipe, or the again the smaller pipe after your muffler, when available to your bike, is known as tailpipe. Okay, it again uh, makes the your exhaust gases open to your atmosphere. So this was your revision lecture. Thank you for attending lecture, and best of luck for your UT.